Did you say you were excited? I'm not used to so many people excitedly talking in chat for me to get here. I'm honored. Welcome on in, cuties. It is time. Good afternoon, good evening, and potentially good morning to some of you. Welcome to the stream. I hope you all are having a lovely, lovely Wednesday. I see Emma, Angelica, PK, Kitsu, Steam, Barry, Como, Deku, Gaming Winners, Isu, Annie, Rupert, and Nami. Welcome on in. Hi, hi. I hope you're ready to become a bee. I see nobody. That's a lie. Unless you're all just a figment of my imagination. Am I just imagining all of you? Am I crazy? Chat, are you real? Also, while we're setting up PK, thank you for the membership renewal. You must have just caught the renewal. You must have just renewed because you did 2 years last week. But I did have that month where I wasn't able to stream as much, so maybe last one's was just kind of overdue, and then this one we just barely caught it. I feel like I've heard the phrase before, Emma, but I'm not 100% on how it works or what its purpose is for the body. And I have seen the pilot episode for the Amazing Digital Circus. I haven't seen any of the newer stuff though. I know they released something when they released merch. There was a teaser, but I didn't get a chance to see it. I just read Tommy's message. No, chat's real and I don't care. I don't care if everyone says we're not. I don't care if I'm crazy. Wait, did I not say hi to Kitsu? Say hi, Kitsu. You are real. You are real. Angel comes up to webcam, no one's there since one of the races. I'm sitting there at my meet and greet, no one comes by. Plot twist, I've been streaming 0 viewers this whole time. My entire view count, they're my own clicks. None of you are real. I am my only subscriber. Hi Slim, hi Sky. Hi Eric. Welcome, 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 welcome. Hi Yeti. So I'm working on the video for this Sunday, and I've picked a script written by a chat member, actually. I remembered a certain chat member, who may or may not be in the chat, was telling me that they started putting scripts on Reddit. And I've never really picked scripts off Reddit before, even though a lot of people do that. So I was like, today's the day I'm gonna learn, I'm gonna figure it out. And I came across their stuff because I saw their username in the description, and I was like, So I picked one of their scripts actually to be our video for Sunday, which is very exciting. And I'm trying something new with the visuals. I do want to do other spooky stories. In fact, I have a hidden channel in the Discord full of your guys' spooky stories that I need to do. So there's that too. I want to do that in VR though. I liked doing those in VR. So I'll have to figure out with the current model how to set that up. But I'm going really hard in Sunday's video. So I hope that makes up for the fact that last Sunday didn't have one. Hi Nightmare, welcome, welcome. I love spooky stories. I do. I'm a sucker for them. I love a good ghost story or something cryptic and unknown. You know what I mean? I like things that make you question was the best. Take my gloves off for a little bit. Do some tapping. Actually, PK, you renewed your membership. I should have asked you. Is there a sound that you would like? Book tapping? Book tapping that we can do. Let's grab my planner, because I really enjoyed the sounds it made the other day. Oh, let's not drop that. My bubble wand went flying and almost rolled right off my desk, and that would have been catastrophic. But yeah, I love horror, true crime, horror, all that kind of stuff. I've got my preferences, of course, but I don't know, maybe it's because to me it's so not real, you know, it's a shifted version of a darker reality that we only really get to experience through these stories, and that's why it intrigues me. I'm definitely a colorful flowers, sun, beach kind of person. I'm a very bright person. But I think that's what draws me to horror, is like something to indulge in. I don't know if it's train wreck syndrome or what you'd call that. Oh good, Emma, let's help calm you down. Hopefully there'll be no mystery loud sounds. I fed my cats seconds before stream. Like, I've turned my starting soon 10-minute screen into the panic, grab water and feed my animals so that way they won't be crazy. Bubble ones, copy that, Ethan. Thank you so much for the membership renewal. Thank you, cutie. And I will get on those bubble ones immediately after the tapping. I do like ravens and crows and fat pigeons. Oh, I love fat pigeons. Like the pigeons that wait at the Costco food court for you to drop your entire slice of pizza, and you could probably fit an entire Costco pizza in said pigeon because it's just so obese. Love those birds. Beautiful creatures. Very fat. Basically a bowling ball in the shape of a bird. Game, but I'm blanking on what game it is all of a sudden. Suddenly it's not coming to my brain. I have one of those moments. Is that the gotcha one? Is that the gotcha game? I think it's because we were talking about horror that I'm getting mixed up with the Mirai Nikki, and that's where I'm getting confused. And then Yume Nikki is another one. Oh my god. Venom, thank you so much for a whole year of channel support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's the dress-up game. I had a friend that was obsessed with that game. I have downloaded it before, but it's been years, and I believe it got an overhaul a few years back. But you got ear rubbing coming up next. Do you want fluffy ear rubbing or classic? I love whale sharks. Those are actually one of my favorites. Yeah, I don't think I ever made it past like literally level 5 or 10. Like, I remember being interested, but at the time that game I had downloaded while I was actively going to fashion school, so I think it was one of those it's a little too close to home. God, chat, bullies Kitsu, chat, can I become your brother? They're your favorite shark too? I downloaded that one, Couch Bear, but I didn't get past the intro because I was doing something at the time. But it looks really fun. I'm hoping I'll have some time to sit down and like try it. Hi Tamako, welcome, welcome. Ratchet and Clank's pretty popular. I never actually played it myself though. This might come as a surprise, but I'm terrible at platformers, so I didn't play them too much. A favorite gacha game. Okay. Oh, that's so hard. That's so hard. So I'm gonna name 3. I'm gonna end on my favorite one. Okay, I'm gonna end on my favorite one. So my top 3, starting with my least favorite of the 3, is Genshin. I really like Genshin Impact, but I don't know if it's because I hate things that are popular, but I keep falling out of it. The second to the top for me is Fate Grand Order. Love that game, but there's so much, so much, and I can't keep up with it. And it's drops are cruel. They're cruel. They're so cruel. And my absolute favorite gacha game, which I don't think anyone's gonna expect this one because it's less well known, but it's Food Fantasy. It's like an idol gacha game, and I love it. I love it. I love it so much. I've been playing it for years, and it's fantastic. We do. I was about to say that. I was when you beat me to it, but we can get some love for Adora Bunny in the chat because today is her birthday. It's her birthday. You're not allowed to run away. That's not how it works. It's your birthday. It's your birth. Wooper, thank you for the $5 super. Wooper Honkai Impact the Third. Is it like Star Rail, but they're just Woopers in costumes? I would play that. I would play the crap out of that. I would play that aggressively. But Adora, I hope you had a fantastic birthday with all your friends and all the best memories you can make, because you deserve it. Happy birthday. The better Star Rail. Gotcha. There's wait, is Star Rail different from Honkai Impact? Fuck. See, I didn't pick up any of the other ones but MiHoYo outside of Genshin. I think it's because the other ones kind of had like a sci-fi theming look to it, and so my tiny brain just didn't get around to downloading them. It just didn't get around to downloading them. Don't fall. Don't do that. They all are different games. I'm so stupid. Oh my god, boom. I was talking to you earlier and then I just disappeared. Okay, you never responded. Okay. I started sweating. I was like, did I just leave you on red? No, you did respond. And I never saw it. Hold on. Okay. Me over here worrying that I just left you on red. I saw your name and I had like an anxiety flare up of, oh my god, what have I done? I'm so bad at messaging. I'm so sorry. Wait, there's new Ratchet & Clank games? They made a new one. It's a little too hot in my office. The earbuds aren't coming out the way I want, so we're gonna filter them. Let me put this on here real quick because quality over quantity. I'm so bad when it comes to messages. I keep saying I'll be better about it, and I feel like I have improved in comparison to last year. But when I say improved, I mean like a a 2% improvement. It's still bad. Every little bit, right? Just one step at a time. It's like a little step. Karasu is crow, but what is raven? I feel like I know this one and I'm blanking. I feel like I'm blanking. Japanese speakers in the chat. What was raven in Japanese again? My brain is just only coming up with crow and it's not giving me anything else. It's the same? They have the same word for both? Really? Interesting. Interesting. Wait, really? Okay, well, never mind. I'm right. It was karasu. I had the right idea. Teehee. I wonder if from that point, they were trying to delve into further classification they'd use, like how we have like the fancy scientific names for birds. I wonder if that would be like the next step. Things I now want to learn more about. Okay, that's my Japanese. Oh, it's not great. So I like to tell this story to kind of set the stage. I know a fair amount of Japanese words. Like, I know more Japanese words than someone who at my level would know. But the problem is I learned these words in a very unconventional way at a very early age. And so it's not stored in the part of my ghost, would be yure. The problem is okay, so to explain, when I was a kid, obake. Yure is more like spirit, I guess, then. But when I was a kid, my mother thought, you know the saying, reading to your children inspires them to be readers. However, my mother didn't put into account my unique personality, and so she realized at a certain point that despite all the reading she was doing for me, I wasn't learning how to read on my own. And when she asked me about it, my stupid brain just was honest and was like, well, why should I learn how to read if you're always going to read for me? That didn't fly very well with her. So she decided to change my entire media intake into things that were Japanese with subtitles. Because if I couldn't understand what they were saying, well, I guess I'd have to learn how to read now, wouldn't I? The flip side of this, though, was I was constantly listening to Japanese words before I knew how to read at like 5 years old. So I have a stupid amount of random Japanese words stored in my brain that I picked up on during that time period. But I never learned like the grammar for how to string them into sentences and things. So like I can listen to raw anime and understand a pretty solid amount of it. But if you ask me to say it back or to properly translate it, I'm going to stare at you blankly because I learned it like in the same part of my child brain that learns how to speak English, where it was kind of like a mimicry thing. It's part of the subconscious for me. That's my cats destroying stuff. Clearly my effort of feeding them was not enough. But I'm trying to learn like it properly now. But that being said, my biggest weak points are the writing, because obviously in that context I wasn't looking at Japanese characters, I was simply hearing it. So I know a fair amount of hiragana now, but I'm still working on that. And then trying to figure out like the words that kind of turn it into sentences and how to grammatically put a sentence together. But I think once I get over that hurdle, I'll be able to learn Japanese at a really good pace, because I have to get through the fundamentals that I didn't learn since I wasn't supposed to be learning Japanese. I was supposed to be learning how to read English, and it just kind of had a secondary effect. But I think it's a really funny story. It's definitely a funny story, if nothing else. Crows and ravens are very smart. You know, we have a lot of animals that, if they're like black birds, like crows or ravens, or black cats, tend to have a lot of meanings around them. I think part of it also is because it's ravens, I believe, are scavengers. So you typically find flocks of ravens near carcasses. It's ravens, right? One of them's actually like doesn't eat meat, and I'm pretty sure it's crows. Pretty sure crows are the ones that aren't scavengers, and the other one's a scavenger. I remember reading about this a long time ago, but it's been so long I'm probably getting my information mixed up. Vultures. I think a lot of places don't have vultures as like a frequent bird. Moving to Texas, that was one of the biggest shocks, was when we got here, and there were vultures just in the trees, spreading their wings, and me and my family stared in shock, like, what? Is that a vulture? Everyone else is just going about their business like it's totally normal. So I think there's less areas where vultures are as commonplace as pigeons. They're very pretty birds, though. Yeah, so crazy, like, vultures are everywhere here. They're literally just like huge Texas pigeons. I walked out of a pancake restaurant and a vulture just like walked up to me staring at my pancake, and I was like, what? It's so weird. I don't think of vultures as like city birds, but they are here. Literally. It's so weird. Yeah, I'm sorry, there's some people like driving around right now. It's a little loud. They're everywhere. They're pretty though. They're pretty birds. And honestly, it's a good thing we have them here in Texas, because as we mentioned, ravens are more scavenger based, crows are hunter birds. Thank you, Iggy. I knew there was a difference. Thank you. I'm so glad you knew that. It was driving me crazy. I was gonna think about that all night. But it's good they have a lot of vultures here though, because like, you need scavenger animals in places with a lot of animal carcasses, and the amount of roadkill I see in Texas is kind of insane, and I don't want to think about what it would look like if there wasn't a horde of scavenger animals around here. Legion, hello! Masashi Pity, long time no see. How are you? It's good to see you. I feel like it's been months. But I hope life has been treating you well. It's good to have you back. Yeah, I hate seeing roadkill. I love animals, so it's very hard, and that was probably the hardest adjustment actually, moving moving to Texas. Is I didn't expect it to be so commonplace, but it is very commonplace here. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure yesterday, yeah, I'm currently in Texas, not telling you where though, but I'm pretty sure yesterday I saw 2 deer on the side of the road, and like, 2. I just went to the grocery store, man. It's so sad. Makes me so sad. I like birds. I like that birds are able to learn how to talk. However, I have 2 stories. One is about a parrot that lived at a resort I went to with my parents when I was a kid, whose favorite phrase was "fuck you, fuck you." and it would just say this to the guests. Apparently, enough people had tried to teach the bird how to cuss that it was the only thing the bird would say, and it was, props to them for not removing the bird from the resort for this. So funny. The second one is not so funny. The second one is my friend had a bird come into their house that was like from their passed away family member, and the bird said some really scary stuff. It would scream, "Help me, I'm hurting," and all kinds of like really terrifying things. And every time I visit, it just really unsettles me. Not because like ghosts and ooga booga, but like these are phrases that it would have only learned if it was said around the bird a lot. And I'm sitting here going, was your family member abused? And then they're like, oh, no, she lived by herself. That doesn't make it any better. It's just scary. The bird does not know anything normal outside of hi. Every other phrase in this bird's vocabulary is terrifying. So the way I've compartmentalized this is I'm like, maybe her family member was just really kooky and just played horror movies next to the bird constantly, right? It could have learned from that. That's possible, and that's what I'm going to tell myself, and I don't care what anyone else says at this stage, because the person is already passed away and the bird just happens to live with my friend now. It's a matter of the past, and I don't want to expend too much energy torturing myself over why this bird knows what it knows. But it's kind of terrifying. Kinda unsettling. Kinda don't like it. Legion. Oh, thank you. Kitsu, Annie, JM, if you guys have requests, hit me up, let me know. Same for you, of course, Legion, if there's anything that you'd like to hear to help you relax tonight, I've got your back, but thank you for the pink super chat. Thank you for the support. And honestly, I'm having a great stream already. It's been fun conversations and a comfy time. And today I'm really happy because we're finally getting subscribers again. Like, I missed my upload last week. And I felt really bad about it, but I'm trying to focus on quality, so I really hope this next video makes up for it. But like, I've been trying so hard to get past the 70 subscriber bump I've been at, and I don't know where yesterday we got like 10 subscribers, and I'm so happy. I'm so freaking happy. Hi Devil's Rose, I was talking about you in your script earlier. Good. I found 2 scripts I really like. One of course being yours, and I'm excited to be putting that out on Sunday with some really interesting visual aspects to it. My best advice for you, Angelica, is that YouTube is hard. It's really hard, and there's this balance of making what you want to make and making what the algorithm will like, because I know that there's a lot of people who are still subscribed to my channel that would love some of the ASMR I'm making that just they're not being notified about, and I can't let that affect me mentally, because it's up to YouTube to whether or not it'll put the content out there, and whether the content succeeds or not, what matters is that I'm doing it, that I'm making it, even if the world is gonna hit me with a big fat 0, you know what I mean? So try to find a way to love what you make, because the internet has this way of making the things you love not work, while the things you don't love will end up. That is a cat. Hold on. called They Finished Dinner and They Want More, and so they're being little butt face now. Rocket has this really cute habit where, because I feed the cats separately. He called, oh, come in. I feed my cats separately because one of them's on a special diet. Rocket always wants Tora's food because she's on the special diet, so I have to feed them separately. And I put Tora in the bathroom while she eats and Rocket eats in the main area. And he started doing this thing where I can't tell if he wants her food or if he just wants her to be out and about, where the second enough time has passed, he's like, Tora's not out, the door's not open, I need to see if there's food left in there or something. And he just goes insane. He just goes insane, and there's no stopping him. So they both finished their food. Now they're free, and we will see if they disturb us again, which I hope not. I hope not. Oh man. Alright, well, I know what Kitsu normally requests, so we'll do this for Legion's donation that shouted out Kitsu, but I missed the other potential requests that came along with that huge pink super chat. How about a meal that you've had that you know you would have really liked if only it was made by a better chef? That is such a good memory. Or question, sorry, I was reading your thing while talking, and then I started thinking. I know there is one. It was Annie and Jan. It has shorts, but in that screenshot it's just the sweater. Hi Alpha. Jay, it's okay. Oh my gosh, that's what I was talking about. I was talking about YouTube. I was talking about how you can't guarantee what'll work, and sometimes you'll make amazing videos that YouTube just won't send to people, even if you know people would love it if it did. But you still gotta make those videos anyway, you know? Your channel should be a page that defines the things that you believe are your best work, or at least are in the vein of what you want your channel to be about. If all you do is chase numbers, at some point you're not going to know how to continue. Positive affirmations are head pats, copy that. So, even if Tora, no. Why does she always want to be here during the ASMR streams? Why? She's so much better while I'm doing literally anything else. If there's something that you love, dedicate yourself to it. Now, if you want to keep the channel growing, obviously you're going to have to look at things like trends or what kind of stuff is going over well. When I'm making ASMR videos that aren't from chat recommendations or a passion project, I go and look and see like, okay, well, what kind of ASMR RPs are people really liking? You'll notice I do a lot of made RPs. It's because I've noticed a lot of you guys like made role plays. Based on the clicks that you guys do that I'm able to see on my analytics page, I see that you like them. And I'm comfortable making made role plays. There are other things that work that I could choose to do, but they're not really my speed as much. So I pick one thing that's kind of like I know this is going to work a bit better, and it's in the vein of things that I feel blend with what I want to do. And then I do ones that I want to do, even if I don't think they're going to go over as well. And this last week I've been doing things that are more things that I enjoy, less of chasing numbers, and I'm happy, you know? Honestly, I think my favorite ASMR videos are the roleplay videos that have head pats and positive affirmations together. I don't know why, but those ones feel very distinctly me. It doesn't feel as much like an acting audio that anyone could do. It feels very like if you listened to that audio, if you knew my content, you'd be like, ah, well, that's Angel. That's typical Angel. I don't know, I think that my positive affirmations might be like the biggest tell for me. Something that is very distinctly me in the way that I do it. There is a video that I did 2 years ago that was a positive affirmation roleplay that was about 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes long, and it's all improv, contrary to what you guys might think, because it was a very, very extensive script that if I tried to transcribe it into an actual script, it would have been a headache. But I got really into it while I was recording, and like when I do positive affirmations, there's always like a message in my heart that I want to get to yours, a message that I want to stand out and maybe carry in your heart on the days that are harder. And in that video, my message was that you aren't a monster for making mistakes and doing cruel things. If you've ever been cruel or the one in the wrong, that's just human, and that you have the ability right now to look in a mirror and acknowledge those mistakes and grow. That was the message, and I spent 20 minutes just spitballing on how to get that message through in as many ways as possible, and that's what that video is. And I was very happy with it. I was very happy with it because it felt like I got such an important message through. And it wasn't just, oh, you're gonna be okay, life is fine. Like it was a serious message packaged in a way to help calm you down. And I think that is me in a nutshell. That is what I love to do, and it's ASMR for me is about a kind of self-help in a way. So yeah, I think that video may be the one that I would mark as the one. The thing that sucks though is I was going through a really hard time in my life when I made that message. That might have been why I got as into it as I was, is because I was going through one of the hardest times of my life when I wrote that video. So that message was not just to you guys, but to the people that were around me in reality that had made my life hard and painful. And even then, I couldn't hate the people that were hurting me, even though I should have. I couldn't hate them. I don't hate very easily, no matter how wrong the people around me behave. And that message was a I guess like a cry for help too, in that sense. It was something that I wanted to get out there so people like them could take a second, you know, just that moment. So it's a very emotionally charged video. And I can't get that emotionally charged on a whim, but I think I get pretty close with some of the other positive affirmation videos I've done. I got some Shy Lily fans in the chat, and I'm glad to hear that, Steve. I think the thing that I like the most about positive affirmations, right, is in a sense they're universal. You know, we're all going to have bad days. It doesn't matter what age you are, what nationality you are, whether you go to school, have a job, or stay inside. None of that matters in the sense that we're all going to experience hardships and rough days. And positive affirmations at the end of the day, it's just a message to heal that pain a little bit. I might not be able to fix your problems or make your life easier, but if I can supply a moment that allows you to handle your problems a little bit better than, I mean, it doesn't, oh, my mic's doing something funny. It doesn't get much better than that, you know? That's the closest I can get to genuinely helping anybody. Cable-son, why? Why must you do this? Tora, that was not your cue. Doorknobs are for humans, Tora. Well, they say, Devil's Rose, that inspiration strikes at unexpected times. Don't overwork yourself, though. Annie did request positive affirmations. I'm going to scoot my mic up so it's a little bit closer to my mouth without the mic cable doing something weird. So give me 1 second. Alright, there we go. Now I'm much closer. Now I can whisper. Angelica, I may have not gotten the message. If you don't see it on the overlay, Google has a habit of blocking certain messages. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I have no idea what the triggers are for what it decides to post and what it doesn't. So maybe look over it and see if there's a word in your message that has a double meaning. Then maybe that's why it blocked it. Good night, Santiago. Yeah, Tora's being crazy. Crazy cat. Crazy kitty. Everything is okay. Everything will be just fine. Don't be afraid. almost knocked the mic over. I reduced the, I rose up the, what's it called, the reverb during that. I always keep my train of thought during the affirmations. The only thing that'll break me out of them is like really big super chats, because it always shocks me. But outside of that, I'm like a train. You can't stop me. So Angelica, your question was, how do you not feel embarrassed to post ASMR? Let me ask you a question. What about ASMR is embarrassing? Because to feel embarrassed, there must be a part of you that feels it's embarrassing, right? And I think that might come from the outward judgments of others. Have people told you before that your voice is bad? Or that you're loud? And things like that. I don't like my voice, contrary to what others might think. I actually don't like my voice at all. But there's a lot of things I want to do in life, right? I want to sing. I want to be on stage and perform. I want to speak to people across the world. I want to make videos that make a difference. And the only times I feel embarrassed is when I'm actively listening back to it. Because I'm so focused on what I want to achieve that any amount of doubt has no ability to stop me. So for me, the answer is determination stops me from getting lost into that feeling. I'm sure if I sat back and listened to my videos and thought to myself, do I think my voice sounds good? Would I relax to this? I would start to feel nervous. But my determination to make a change is much stronger than that small fear. And if you haven't noticed, a lot of my positive affirmation segments are about self-inflection and are about challenging those moments where you stop yourself. Even today's was, because this is a universal lesson that applies to everything in life. Knowing how to take leaps of faith, knowing you might screw up, knowing you might make a fool out of yourself, knowing that others will judge you, but still doing it anyway, is such a grand trait to have. When one of my first times hanging out with Di, we were at the movies, and we were talking about like fearing what other people think, right? How other people's opinions of us are so strong, and we are bound by these social guidelines, right? And I remember explaining to him that all these social boundaries we have, a lot of them aren't real. We've put these fears in our head that if I do blank, people will point and laugh at me. If I sound this way or look like that, people will judge me. And the movie theater we were at had a big fountain right in the center at the front of it. And it was late at night, so like there was a few people walking around and like security, right? And I pointed at the fountain and I was like, we could jump in that right now. And he looked at me and he was like, why would you do that? And my answer was, because I can. I could do that. And I could run to my car, go home, and still be me. The fact that I was a crazy person that jumped into a fountain in the middle of the night isn't going to change who I am, even if people think about, oh, that was weird, right? But being weird doesn't change my core, right? No amount of statements or judgments. The only real danger I have is the security guard chasing me down, which I'm a runner, so chase me, man, I'll win. And so I was using that as like a way to prove that like you can overcome those fears. And he looked at me, and when he jumped in the fountain, he jumped in the fountain, and the security guard came running, and I had to grab him, and we had to run. And I never forget when we got to my car, we started driving away, and he was like, wow, you were right. I feel so confident right now. And I was like, see what that confidence feels like? Because that confidence allows you to see a stronger version of yourself. When you stop limiting yourself to the idea that you're weird, that you're different, that other people won't like you, that people might bully you. Once you stop limiting yourself because of those fears, you will find a version of yourself that is just ready to shine, ready to glow. As a VTuber, the internet hates us. The internet hates us. There's so many people out there that see anime and they just go, oh, that's cringe. Oh, that's mentally unwell. And they don't even look at the content. They just assume that because there's an anime figure on the screen, that the person behind it is ugly, weak, and isn't part of society. So I'm no stranger to my content being judged. That's just how it is. But I know who I am. I know what I want to achieve in life, and I know that I am proud of the person I am, and that's okay. I don't care what other people's judgments are. Other people's realities are different from mine, and they've experienced different things than me. The things that feel right to them will be different than mine natively, because we're living different lives, and I don't waste my energy on trying to understand the how, whens, and whys of the people around me. I also have zero interest in conforming to what other people want. If I have to be the weirdo in the room, well, I guess I'm the weirdo in the room. I'm very ballsy, and that came with years of being bullied and eventually realizing, I just have to stand by my own ordeals. I remember this one time in middle school, like, I used to be really anti-makeup. It came from a bad place, though, and I learned this later. As a kid, I had a lot of issues of being bullied because when I was young, I was really chunky. And so I didn't put any effort into my appearance. And I remember this one time, like, a bunch of the girls that were, were stereotypically pretty and more like society standards had questioned me in front of like a bunch of people about why I didn't wear makeup. And I was very quick to just be like, because they were like, no one's ever gonna love you if you don't wear things to make yourself look better. And I think they were trying to make a jab saying that I was ugly without makeup. But that went right over Child Me's head. I didn't realize that one till post. But I was very quick to be like, if someone's only going to love me because I put things on my face, then clearly they don't love me to begin with. And it was those moments where I was very quick to shut people up that I realized how little I cared for other people's judgments of mine. Like, they're gonna judge me anyway. What I shouldn't do is judge myself, though. And the unfortunate thing is so many people start to conform their feelings about themselves to what other people say, right? If enough people around you say people who like anime are weird, a lot of people will go, oh, they're right. A lot of people who like anime are weird. Even if that's not true, right? Like, there's weird people in literally every subculture. Literally, like, I think the statement is every community is full of weird people. Come on. But if enough people say it, people conform to this idea that you either have to be a weirdo or you don't like it. No, it's not true. Like, the world's more complex than that. But the more complicated something is, it's harder for people to make opinions about it, So, my biggest advice, based on this entire construct, right, is when the whole world pushes a judgment onto you, when someone tells you, we don't like blank because, or you shouldn't be this way because. Don't just jump to an agreement or a disagreement. Take your time to find an answer for yourself. And then question why you think that way. If the whole world said you shouldn't like cake, and you found yourself not liking cake, right? Stop when you're by yourself for a moment and ask yourself, okay, why don't I like cake? And then if the answer is, well, I don't like how it looks, then be like, okay, but then have I actually tried it? And then from there, you'd question the next step, right? Like, question, question, question. But don't question things that other people answer. Question yourself. Question why you believe things. So instead of why are most anime uncomfortable, ask yourself, why do I find most anime uncomfortable? You know what I mean? Ask yourself those questions and find your answers. Because the answers that you find and you truly believe and understand to your core cannot be shaken by the people around you. And I have questioned myself quite a lot, so I know who I am. I know why I do ASMR. I know what I want to do with my life. I know the things that I'm good at and the things that I definitely need to improve on. And I am eager to chase down the future I believe in, and nothing will stop me because I know that little angel inside and what she wants and what she believes in. You know? Being a creator means I've definitely had a fair amount of people with some interesting opinions about what I should do with my future, and it used to really bug me. It used to be really hard. So for those of you that are trying to be a content creator or a streamer, buckle in. Nothing will ever make you have to question yourself as hard as this job. But as long as you figure out what it is you want, you'll get there. Apps to make ASMR if you aren't near your computer. What I would do is I would write scripts and ideas on your phone. Audio quality will be really hard to do while you're out, but sometimes when inspiration hits me, I pull out a notepad and I just write, or I write down ideas of things I want to try and plan out how to do them. I'll even look up images on Google for like references for what I want it to look like, to make sure that when I do have my tools and supplies, I'm closer and I'm able to make it happen. Nah, you guys are the best. I just hope that my endless well of confidence can make it into your heart. Because I didn't used to be this way. I used to be a chicken. I used to be really skittish, and believing in myself was not something I actually did. It was something I faked. I'm the definition of a fake it till you make it, like, genuinely. So I hope that some of you can start to find those moments that you find your own ground that someone else hasn't given to you, but that you found and made yourself. Cosmic, thank you for the $5 super chat. Had a hearing test today, and I have good hearing in my left and slightly worse in my right. So can I get close as whispers in the right ear? This one. Is this what you want right here? This is the right side, right? I'm sometimes dumb. In the wise words of Korone, have confidence. Yes, have confidence. Yes. Really though. I love when I see you guys go crazy with the little hearts. space bar muted me. What I said, what you missed me saying was, "Oh, that was my keyboard. I'm so sorry." And then me laughing about it, only to realize that I muted myself in the process. I'm a genius. I'm a genius, guys. I was saying it out loud and somehow didn't realize I muted myself. It's okay. I can be a little stoopy sometimes, but I'm still lovable. I used to worry about people making fun of me for liking anime or games I played. Then one day I just didn't care anymore. And if anyone said anything, I'd just say, "Mind your own business." Yes, absolutely. Embrace the things you like. Genuinely. I think that we are kind of unfortunately in a society that prides us on having the same opinion as the grand majority. So when you're able to find things that you developed an interest in, it can be disheartening when the thing you've built an interest in, the grand majority judges you for liking. A lot of the video games I like are not the most popular. Meanwhile, the games that everyone likes, I normally don't like. Lethal Company is like the first popular game that everyone's playing that I'm actually enjoying. And I would feel insecure about that, but now I'm like, wait a minute. If blank makes me happy, why am I questioning it? It doesn't matter if blank doesn't make friend A happy. It doesn't harm them if I'm the one doing it when they're not around. So, okay, here we are now. Props to the people in chat that have kept that heart button going. You're amazing. You guys are great. Thank you. I actually haven't played the Binding of Isaac. I didn't touch very many games like that, so I need to. I like things with dark themes like that, so I'm inclined to believe that I would like it. And I'm glad I can help. Anxiety's not fun. Anxiety is like the hidden demon in our hearts that we all kind of have to learn to fight back. I'm just trying to see how fast I can sit at a time. As far as I know, it's literally just button clicky, so I have no idea what its limitations are. But I'm seeing lots of hearts, and that makes my heart happy. You know, I played some Mario Kart when I was a kid. I'm not good at it. I kind of only play it when we have like a bunch of friends over and like, you know, we're all just having a good time. You know what I mean? Oh, I love Fear and Hunger. Oh my god, I love Fear and Hunger. I love Fear and Hunger. Sorry, that was a very visceral response. I'll calm down. I'll take a chill pill. Oh god, I love Fear and Hunger so much though. Cosmic, thank you for the $2 super chat. We're almost at $50 today, guys. Wait, we had a $50 super. Oh, YouTube, this must be post YouTube's cut. Yeah, it must be, okay, the number it's showing me must be post to YouTube's cut, because that doesn't make sense. Okay, so we're probably more like almost 70 then. I hate when it doesn't just show me the number. Oh, that makes sense. If it's not US, that makes sense. I didn't check the currency. You guys have been so sweet to me. I've been out of the internet for a while to improve myself. It didn't work. Self-improvement is not an overnight kind of thing, and that's part of the problem. Is you don't just like snap and change. Word of advice, do not auto-click the heart. I just crashed off. No. No. Thank you for going so hard on that heart button that you crashed your browser. You know, I think I might. I think I might. I feel like I'd definitely stream Bring the Device if we went to play it. It's like a roguelike, right? Isn't that the kind of game it is? Thank you for the $5 super. That we officially hit 50. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. But yeah. Yeah, self-improvement is like a journey, you know, that you, it's like a roller coaster. You're gonna have moments of improvement when you're having like a really happy moment in your mind, but with self-improvement comes staring down the worst parts of yourself, and there's no way to do that without getting discouraged, without having lows, without falling back on some bad habits. But the goal is that that roller coaster is going to slowly have smaller lows and longer lasting highs, right? The lows will always exist, but they'll eventually get to a point where instead of going 7 feet under, we're just lightly touching sea level. You know what I mean? So just take it. Just take your roll. Take it piece by piece. How much money have I made on a stream before? What's the most I've made? You guys really want to know that? I think here on YouTube, back in the good old days, aka 2021, I think was the point where my streams had the most people. We used to get like 600 people in the chat, I think. 600, 700 people back in the ye old days when everyone was trapped inside and their computer was their only escape. And I definitely got a lot more super chats back then. I think our record was like 2.7k. It was a crazy day. I'm pretty sure I threw up the second stream ended. This might be a really weird thing to say, but I'm glad though that it's not quite like that anymore. Not that I don't like the money. Obviously, I love when people give me super chats and support. I do. I'm not gonna lie about it. It's very nice, and I'm able to put away money and save for trips and do things like that. Like, you know, it's good stuff. But a lot of the reason why creators made a lot of money in 2020 and 2021 were not really for a good reason, you know? Many people during COVID were trapped inside and were sad, and they didn't have an escape. And I remember the one time, I don't remember who I was talking with, but someone was donating a lot of money, and I told them they didn't have to, and I was explaining that I wanted them to do things for themselves, and their answer was this, and it has stuck with me ever since. Their answer was, this was the money I was going to take my family on a vacation with, and now I can't do that. So rather than just staring at this money that makes me depressed, I'd rather know it goes to someone else and it'll make them happy. And I will never stop thinking about that answer. The reason why so many creators did good in that time period was because the world was struggling. That's why we did well. So yeah, the money was nice, obviously, but I would rather the world be happier. I would rather the world be a happier place. I would rather struggle, but know that the general populace is happier. And that's more or less where we are now, right? Like, there's obviously way less people here, and that's okay. ASMR as a category has had issues because of YouTube, but it's also become less popular because the overall stress of the world has gone down. More people are going to sleep at night without having to use things to help them rest because a lot of the stressors they had have changed when the world opened back up. And that is a good thing. That's a good thing. I may have to fight harder for my channel. I may have to fight harder for rent, but I would much rather know that I'm struggling while everyone else is doing way better because I love my job. I get to sit here and talk with cool people all around the world while with whispering and singing and playing games and doing things that I love. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it, and it makes me happy. And now I know that many of you who aren't able to come here as much, or maybe you've moved on, that you're probably living a happier life than you were when you were here. And that is such a beautiful thought to me. It may scare other people, but it makes me happy. It genuinely does. I like how I got to personally watch the world heal from the quarantine. I watched that change. So, yeah, that's my answer. That's my answer. Plus, it is a little bit easier to do ASMR when you guys aren't donating every goddamn second. Like, real talk. Real talk. Thank you, Cosmic. That being said, though, I very much appreciate it. I very much appreciate it because I wouldn't be able to make rent without you guys. But I know a lot of people have casually said comments being like, "Oh, I'm sorry that I can't give as much money anymore," and stuff like that. And I just really want you guys to know that, like, I get it. It's okay. You don't have to feel bad. It's not something to feel bad about. You know? If I ever disappear from this community, I have either died or ascended to a higher plane. But please. Whooper, if you disappeared, so would the walls of my house. And I don't mean, wow, that had a double meaning. Not in the sense of I'd be homeless, in the sense of you say you're in the walls, but I'm starting to believe that you are just the walls, and I'm scared what might happen if you leave. Please don't. You're not allowed to. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Yeah, you're not allowed to retire. You have to live in the walls forever. Have a good time at work, Cosmic. I hope your shift goes really good. I hope it goes really good. Good night, Steam Boy. Good night. Night. I'm not the roof, so it might come crashing. Okay, so because when Whooper disappears, my roof's gonna crash on my head, so we'll both disappear, I guess, at the exact same time. Toby, you were gone from the general call of our Discord for maybe 20 minutes, and we all started DMing you in panic. That ended up very chatty. That was a joke about the, by the way, the it's hard to do ASMR when you guys are super chatting. That was a joke. I was specifically referring to the day that you guys did like 2.7k, because the reason I remember that stream is because it wasn't just like one big, holy crap, people are donating in like 30 minutes. It kind of took the entire 2 hours. It was kind of like just a constant back and forth for hours. I don't think I did ASMR that entire day. I think I just cried for 2 hours. Pretty sure that's how that stream went. My favorite anime ship? Well, that's so hard. I've watched so much anime in my life. But it's Whooper! 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 Bro! Oh my fucking god. Guys, no! No, this was not a challenge. Yes, but no! Oh my god. Uber, thank you for the $100 super chat. John, thank you for the $20 super chat. I jumped in at the right time. I wish I was doing a lot, but oh no. What's going on? Truthfully, I've been MIA because life's been kicking me in the butt. Birthday was last weekend. It was mediocre, but I tried. Make it a happy birthday this time. John, I'm so sorry to hear that. I got all the colors. Let me address one super chat at a time for the sake of my sanity, please. John, I'm so sorry to hear things have been rough. You deserve to have a good birthday. You deserve to be celebrated and have a good time. I know it's been a week, but Happy birthday, John. And may you have a day soon that's worth celebrating, even if it's not on your birthday. You're very precious to us here, and I hope things get better for you. Life may be hard right now, but it will go up, so you just gotta buckle in. You guys can actually hear me like pounding my chest with my hand. Slim, thank you for the $5 super. Oh man, oh, it skipped. I can't read. I'm curious how much you've made from me and the rest of chat causing chaos and making bets. A lot, probably. I have no way of knowing how much a single person has made. And frankly, I don't think I want to know that. I think ignorance is bliss. Meditation. I think I'm happier not knowing that number. Please don't tell me that number. I don't have, there's no badges next to your name here on YouTube that constantly remind me, and I'm thankful for that. But thank you for the $10 super. Almost forgot to help. Shush! You renewed your membership. What do you mean? When you laugh, it's almost like we can hear your smile, and it's adorable. Man. Shush. I feel like it's so notable, like when I'm smiling, like my voice has such a different tone to it. I can't hide it. We don't need a rainbow, even though you basically did a rainbow, so don't even give me that. Basically did it anyway. I made such a stubborn butt. No, we had a $5 super. It's just the one. The 5 is right there. It's in between Slim and John. Maybe I'm not meant for anything, nor do I fell in. I can't English. Fit. The word is fit, not feel. Hello? I feel like I may not be able to help a lot of folks, etc. I think that might be a negative view that you've grown of yourself. But that everyone could think of, how do I put this? We all think of ourselves like a puzzle piece that's supposed to fit somewhere, but the reality is that none of us really fit anywhere. The places that we end up feeling we belong are places that we kind of build ourselves or find by luck. But as long as you view yourself as a negative, right? As long as you continue to feel that you are a negative force, then that can't change. It's not an easy change, but that change starts from within ourselves. And I feel like many of us here can relate to the idea of having this like innate self-hatred that we can't shake. You don't need to shake it out of your life completely, because I mean, there's times where I go, oh my god, my voice is so bad, oh my god, I'm such an idiot, you know what I mean? Like, we all have it. We're always going to be our worst critic. That's just part of what it means to be alive. But learning how to not listen to that voice sometimes, and eventually, just like the lows in our life, right, that voice will get quieter. It'll have less power. You just gotta get there, and it takes time. And the best place to start, and I cannot stress this enough, if you have a lot of self-hatred issues and you have a lot of issues of feeling like people judge you or that you don't belong, the best way to start getting that ball moving is to intentionally be weird in places where, oh, I mean, therapy, yes, but I mean like in terms of like basic behavior. Therapy is the number one. But just be weird in public to a degree. And when the people judge you, when people are weird, or ideally they don't, which is what happens a lot, is you'll just think that they'll be weird, and most of the time people don't really care. And you get home and you realize, oh, nothing really changed. I'm still here. I can still go eat dinner. You know what I mean? Like, people's judgments can't actually hurt you. You just have to get to a point where those words stop being your whole life, where their opinion of you stops being your whole life. But going back to what Angelica said, therapy is good for everyone. I just know that it's very hard for many of my fellow Americans to get it with ease. It's hard. My current medical plan, though, has like this $20 therapy session thing. It's like an over-the-phone appointment. It's $20. It's amazing. So if you have insurance, find out if they have something like that. You'd be surprised. But yeah, we do have a Discord. We do have a Discord. I don't really do DMs. I have opened my DMs to too many people, and as I speak, I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 DMs I've ignored for the last week. Dear So's in there. I see that. Oh, there's Kitsu DMing me. Why are you DMing me, Kitsu? Get out of here. I'm really bad at DMs, so I've locked my DMs, and the people who managed to get into my DMs prior to me locking them, you're lucky. But the Discord is a great way to get my attention. I may not comment constantly, but I always spend at least an hour a week catching up on everything I miss in the Discord. When you write scripts, do you have a specific format that you use, or do you write rough drafts and fine-tune them? So for me, I write them like a stage script, because I did 5 years of live theater, and I did a lot of theater stuff, and we had to do a lot of like script writing and script editing, so I just recreate it constantly. So I write it in that format to where it's like, you know, scene, interior, short description, and then I write out all the lines independently. Did we lose our server boost? No, it says it's here. It should work. Yeah, the mods will take a look on it. So that's how I do it. I try to be very careful in my phrasings when I'm doing the scripts, to where it really feels like a dialogue, right? I don't want the main voice to repeat too much information, because when we talk, like when we're having a normal conversation, not like when you're listening to me stream, there's a very specific flow to the conversation, right? There's the I'm asking you a question. There's the I'm explaining my feelings about subject A, and if I use a specific phrase to explain my feelings, say it's I'm really upset about my work because of blank, I don't ever say the same thing again. I find new ways to explain that feeling, and I'm constantly checking like my vocabulary and whatnot to make sure that as the script flows and whatever is the primary point of it, that we're dancing around that primary point like a moon dances around the earth. We never say the same thing twice, unless it's a trigger word. That's the only exclusion, like a trigger word or positive affirmation point where it's supposed to be repetitive. The story is never repetitive, it always flows. Yeah, put a exclamation mark Discord, it should pull it out. Ooh. Yeah, I just start from A and go all the way to Z. Sometimes I'll go back and I'll be like, I could buff a section and make it longer. But in theater, I was taught to timeline it, right? So you figure out your intro, you figure out your climax point, and you figure out your closure. And then from there, you figure out the spots that fill in between. And then you just kind of take those areas and stretch it out. But yeah, that's more or less how I do it. You're gonna have scripts you like, and you're gonna have scripts you don't like. This is how it goes. Anything creative, you know, But if you just keep writing, right? Like, just keep doing it and keep challenging the way you do it. Constantly shake up the way you do it, and you'll start to find new things you like and enjoy. Oh my god, I've bitten my tongue so much. I hate doing that. It's so easy to do. It's so easy to do, especially if, like, post-dentist, when they do, like, the numbing sensations. Ooh. Ooh. I have a story about that. I almost chewed my tongue, dude. I had gone to the dentist and my tongue was completely numb, and I went to eat pho, and then I went to chew on meat, and I went, that's not meat. And then at that moment, Di went, you know you can cut your own tongue off if you're not careful by doing that. And I panicked and realized, oh, that really is my tongue. Holy shit. That's not good. I still have my tongue. We're fine. We noticed before it was too late. For those of you who follow me on Twitter and or in the Discord, I just want to say the screenshot I took of my model for the stream looks so good. I don't know why I love this one so much. It looks so good. Doesn't it look good? It's so good. It's like profile picture worthy. It's so good. Excuse me. Alright. How many people in the chat are going to WeebCon? How many of you guys are coming to WeebCon? It's next weekend, right? Or is it the weekend after? It's next weekend, right? Yeah, well, not this. Okay, not this weekend. The weekend after that. Let's go, Whooper! I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I figure I'm only gonna see like maybe 3 or 4 people at the meet and greets. But I finally have my meet and greet time slots. Hold on. I can pull them on screen when I go through my 80,000 DMs I've been ignoring. Hold on. 80,000 DMs. Come on. It's in here somewhere. Come on. That's my mouse. I'm sorry. My mouse is dying. I feel like I passed it. Never mind, I didn't pass it. Oh. Bah. So I actually managed to score two meet and greet times. So I'm gonna have a meet and greet Friday at 5 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. And for those of you that weren't able to make Friday, I also have one on Sunday at 1 p.m. because I'm not a big creator, right? I'm a pretty small creator in the grand scheme of things. And there's very few of you that are going to be able to come to the event, but those of you that are going out of your way to come to the event to see me, I really wanted to make sure that you guys would have the ability to see me. I wasn't able to score a meet and greet for every day, but I did manage to score one for Friday and Sunday, so hopefully those of you that are coming to the event will definitely be able to stop by. I even made sure the time slots were staggered, so fingers crossed, and I really hope to see you guys there. It's really awesome. That'll be in the VOD for those who need it. I'm gonna post it on Twitter though too, so if you guys are on Twitter, you'll have it there. It's gonna be chaos, but it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. I really wish though that I had like a good laptop I could take with me, because then I could do ASMR streams from the hotel at night. Right? Like I could do the whole event and then could come home and I could go back to the hotel and then we could do like an hour of ASMR every day. Like, I would totally do that if I just had a better laptop. But my laptop I don't think can even handle my model, let alone stream. The laptop I have is from like 20 years ago. It's very bad. And the kind of laptop I would need to pull this off is like at least 1.2K. I don't have that kind of money. So unfortunately, I more than likely will not be releasing any content at all Thursday to Sunday, which I'm very, 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 very sad about. Unless a laptop miraculously lands in my lap over this next week, but that's probably not going to happen. It's probably not going to happen. But we'll see. We'll see. I feel like Kitsu is about to let me take his laptop that he uses for himself. Yeah, Vista, basically. I knew it. I knew that's what he was going to say. If you're serious, we'll talk, but I also don't want to take your only form of entertainment from you for an entire weekend. Yeah, Angelica, maybe you can give your Discord name to my mods so they can try to do it manually from within the app. Or maybe find out if there's a different reason why it's not letting you through. Because that's my next thought or theory, but that's all I can think of. You're right, he might get sleep. I have 5 laptops. Oh, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. My sad little machine can't do much. But yeah, I want to set it up so that way when I'm out like doing stuff, because you know how like some streamers have like travel models that are like easier to operate, and then they stream like lower difficult stuff while they're out. I'd be like the ASMR version of that. I want to have that ability so that way no matter where I go, I can just, oh, okay, well we're gonna be doing this at night, you know. Which, that being said, I'm so sorry guys that I didn't stream Monday night. It ended up a really bad day. Like a really bad day. And I didn't even have the energy to get to my PC and say anything about it. So I'm sorry about that. Normally I would have said something, but it was just, the last 2 days have been very difficult. But today's been lovely. You guys have made today great. I've spent the whole time just chatting with you guys, if that says anything. I'm feeling really good right now. Do you want to know something sad though? So when I'm sad, I play a lot of games from my childhood, and Dai set up a Pokemon Sapphire emulator for me to play because my copy of Sapphire that I've had since I was a kid is dead. And I spent 7 hours into like the late hours of the night playing it, only to find an hour before stream the emulator didn't save any of the data and it's all gone. So that was the bad thing that happened today. It was just the cherry on top with me being upset. Yeah. It's okay if you own the game, is the rule of thumb, and I own every version of that game. So yeah, I'm sad. I'm sad. Yeah, I'm happy that like my throat's all like healed up, really. I still need to have my appointment just to be sure. But I am super happy to be like able to do vocal stuff. Like I have that one cover. I have the cover I showed you guys. I'm going to be posting here as soon as I get a video for it. And I have another one that's being mixed right now. And like I'm singing at least like every other day. And like, oh my god, I just feel so alive. I just feel so alive. I really like Haywan. Let's not make comments that could be misconstrued to be negative towards another community. I realize that's probably not how you meant it, but I do have a pretty firm rule about not comparing people or comparing communities. because I've been on the bad side of that, where I was in someone else's chat. I lurk, I don't talk normally, and they were trying to talk about how great someone was, and they decided the best way to do it was to compare them to me and explain how they're so much better than me. And I was in the chat watching all this go down, and God, man, that really gets to you. Remember when I said I had to learn to be really confident in this job? Yeah, it's not fun. It happens. It's not fun though. So because of that, I have a really firm rule about comparing at all, because I would just hate for someone to ever feel the way I did that time, you know? You follow me on Twitter? Thank you. I try to post a lot on Twitter. I'm not the best at it. But I have art though that I've been posting. We're gonna have the Lamia art out soon, so that'll be fun. That'll be good. I'm excited to post that. I still have to figure out what kind of wallpaper back I want to do. I haven't figured out what kind of wallpaper backing I want to do for it. It's so good though. And I'm trying to think about like the art for next month. I was like, do we want to do like a nun? I'd be a cute nun. I think I'd be a cute nun. That's an idea. I had a few other ideas too, but I'll go over those later. I'll go over those once April hits. I just want to be cute. I just want to be cute, chat. Alright, well now that so much time has passed, guys, can you believe there's only 10 minutes left of stream? So this is my casual plug. If you're liking this stream, please consider subscribing. I'm trying to get to 60k by the end of the year, and honestly that feels like a pipe dream, but I have dreams and I would love to get to 60k by the end of the year. So if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. We do ASMR every Wednesday night live, and every Sunday, almost every Sunday, I post a new ASMR video. I'm also going to start posting music covers and whatnot here too. And also, if you've been enjoying the video, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, because that tells YouTube that my content's worth promoting, and YouTube hates me, so anything to make YouTube not hate me would be awesome. Martin, thank you for the $10 super chat. I wanted to give you guys an update on my situation. I have to go down to LA for a funeral. I'm doing okay, but not great yet, but I'm getting there. Glad I can still make it tonight. All the love to you, Martin. I don't know who passed. I think I remember you talking about losing was it you who lost a pet? There was someone who lost a pet and someone who lost a family member in the same stream. And I can't remember if you had lost the pet or the family member, because if you had lost the pet, that means this is an additional death. You don't have to get all into the details, just know that loss is really hard, and that we are with you, and we are sending as much love with you as we can, and just to take your time through this time. It was the okay, thank you. I couldn't remember because I remember 2 people had talked during that stream about death, and it got all mixed up in my head. I'm so sorry, genuinely. I'm glad to know that you are doing a little bit better today, but just take it one day at a time, and don't be afraid to talk through your feelings as it happens and as it goes, okay? Because there's waves with these kinds of things. But sending my love, chat. Can we get hearts in the chat for Martin? Can we just, I want a wall of positive reinforcement, you know? Yeah, let's just get some positive reinforcement. Just get it rolling, get some love, some positivity going. Life always has its downs, and, you know, the contrast that happens with having all the goodness that life gives is there's a lot of negatives too. And in those moments we gotta band together and do our best to get through it, because there's goodness beyond these bad moments, no matter how painful. The booper, I swear to God, it all started when I was born. I'd throw you, but you're in the walls. We're here for each other, you know? And I hope that I can always provide a place that can distract you a little bit from those pains. Because there's no daily heal, right? There's no pill that makes those kind of problems just disappear. But having a proper distraction, a proper place that makes you feel positive, even if only for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, is a well-needed break from those moments of pain, you know? And that is the worst possible segue in the world I could have to this, but I can tell that my throat is starting to feel a little sore. And we are about 6 minutes from when we would normally end, so we are gonna start to wrap it up there. God, that is the worst possible segue for this. I hope I can always give you a place of support. Anyway, I'm gonna end stream. There's really no good way to go about this one. I shouldn't be laughing, but it's so bad. It's such a bad segue. But it's the only one I have. And it's about to be midnight and my throat hurts, so I want to wrap it up so I can like rest my throat and be good for tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a little weird though, real quick. So I have a collab with Kimochi, Serafina, and Onishan. We're gonna be playing Lethal Company at 6 p.m. So I might start at like 5 instead, and we'll have like an hour of chatting before Lethal. I also have to go out with Purse to pick up some stuff in preparation for WeebCon, and it shouldn't run over. So tomorrow's gonna be a little funky, but we'll be live tomorrow at absolutely latest 6 p.m. CST. And Wolf, you know, let me pull up my planner right now, Wolf. Minecraft Day. We have Minecraft escape rooms to do. Alright, Saturday I am launching a new sponsor. So why don't we do it after the sponsor on Saturday? So sponsor plus Minecraft on the 23rd. How's that? How's that sound, Wolf? Can we do Saturday? And then Friday we might do our lethal crowd control instead. What time would that be? The stream would start at 4 p.m. We'd swap to Minecraft a little bit later. But we'll work out the details in DMs probably tomorrow, because I'm gonna go get off my PC. But yes, once I end the stream, why don't you guys let me know in the comments ideas of ASMR videos you really like? Because I have ideas for like the next 3 videos, and I have a collab video I need to edit together. It'll be my first collab video on this channel. But once those are done, I'm gonna be looking up for some new ideas. So why don't you comment some things that you'd like to see, and I'll go over them and maybe make them a reality. But it's time for the night to end, cuties. Thank you so much for all the support tonight. Thank you for the love, the good conversations, the fellow support, and I will see you cuties tomorrow. Good night, everybody. Night night.